Okay, B'ezrat Hashem, we're back at Limud of Yirat Hashem. A few minutes left. Today is what? Today is the 11th of Tammuz. B'ezrat Hashem, we are on Wednesday, which is the Yom Revi'i, Parashat Shabbat, Parashat Balak. So we continue at Sefer Yirat Hashem from Rabbi, what was the name he said earlier? Very nice. Rabbi Moshe Amber. Look at this beautiful holy face. So this beautiful holy face right here. Tzadika. The older people. All right, so the Rabbi says like this. So we were in discussion. The Torah started with Bet and Asara Dibrot with Aleph, right? That was what we left off. Yes, no, last time we learned actually Bet and Mem, right? Bet, with Dibarta Bam, right? The Torah tells us in the Torah in Kriyat Shema we say with Dibarta Bam, you should speak of them. The word Bam, of them, it comprises of two letters, Bet and Mem, right? And the hinting was Bet starts the Bereshit, Mem starts the first Masechta in the Shas, Mem Matai Korin the Shema. So you have Dibarta Bam came out that told us to teach you to learn. The person is obligated to learn the dibur, his constant talk should be in Torah shebichtav and Torah shebal peh. That's the bam. Okay. So now the Rabbi gives us another explanation. That's another explanation why the Torah starts with a bet. So he says like this: Inami mitchila ba be'od bet. So another explanation: the Torah starts with bet. Bebriya ve'od aleph be'aseret dibrot. Now, so we know that the Torah starts with Bereshit bara, it's a bet. However, when it says the 10 dibrot, when Hashem spoke to the nation, over there it starts with the Aleph, Anochi Hashem Elokecha Asher Tzidticha Me'eretz Mitzrayim, right? Inami Bereshit bara. So over there also you have Bereshit and the word bara. The beginning, creation. What is that? Remez HaPasuk Ze LeAdam Shelo Yiharher B'divrei Torah B'mvuot Metunafim. B'chol Sheken B'beit HaMerchatz. It's giving us, there's a hint over here that tells us a person should not be thinking about one of the difficult things for a person who learns Torah constantly is to control his thought process of preventing thinking of Torah, not just in the restroom or in the bathhouses, even b'makomot metunafot, meaning he's walking in the street and he sees, let's say, number 2 of excrements, of fresh excrements of animals. So that's called, that's already makom metunaf. One of the hardest things to do is to stop thinking of Torah at that moment. Or he's passing by a zever where in the olden days they had number 2 relieving in some certain places that was designated for that. It's not like today, Baruch Hashem, today is more sanitized. People today, I think, because of some medication that this geniuses came up with, that's why people are living a long life. It's not true. The sanitization has a lot to do with it. Fresh water, clean vegetables, a lot of those things that keep a person healthy, basically. Nothing to do with the fact that somebody got they distributed 100 million shots of this, and that's why everybody's living. It's all false. It's all a lie. If anything, those shots caused cancers and killed a lot of people. But the main thing is cleanliness. B'chol sheken dibur shel mitzvah. You're not allowed to have any thought process. We're talking about controlling your thought. We're not talking about saying something. But achat kama v'kama, even more so, a person should be careful in those places to speak of mitzvah things. So you're going to say, what about other things? Again, if yes, we're going to be learning halacha maybe later on. You're not allowed to talk in the bathroom. There are certain things you have no choice. You have to say whatever it is. It says over there. Again, listen to what we're telling you. We're telling you to stop learning Torah. Right? With Dibarta doesn't mean only talking. You're constantly, when I came to America, so I went to Israel to visit. There was a big tzaddik in the yeshiva when I was learning. So he was also from Russia, from Tashkent, or Samarkand, I don't know. So he tells me, I just came new. I was in America in 1989, so I was in Israel already in 1991 learning. So he tells me, how do you know what language you speak? How do you know what language is more prevalent in your mind? Because don't forget, I was transitioning from Russian to English to Hebrew, And so he was also transitioning from Russia to Hebrew. He was living in Israel. So he says, what's the process of your what's his name? The language that you are more comfortable with? He says, concentrate on your thought. Whatever your thoughts, in what language your thoughts are,
you're thinking in?
yeah, that's the language that you speak more prevalent in. Yeah. So if your thoughts are in English, then you're an English speaking person. If your thoughts are in Russian, then you're a Russian person speaking. That's the more, has a more prevalency. So here too, a rabbi is telling you that if you're thinking about Torah constantly, right? So that shows you where you're holding, which everybody is supposed to be doing. So the Torah tells you, so the Rabbi says, so just like we're telling you, Yirat Hashem means that you should fear God in constant thought of Divrei Shamayim, anything that's connected to God fearing, to learning Torah and all those things. However, we're also going to tell you to stop thinking about it, and that's Yirat Shamayim. You go to the bathroom, and you stop thinking about Torah, that's Yirat Shamayim. It was the different element. On one side, you must always think about the Torah. Dibarta bam, constantly think about, talk about Torah shebichtav. But when it comes to makomot benofot, any place that is undesirable places, all those dirty places, then in that case, we tell you to stop learning Torah, and that brings you Yirat Shamayim. You know what he says? Out of this world. Okay, וזה קיומה, ככה וכן ציווה בפי הטבעת.
So what should you think about?
What?
What should you think about?
Oh, good. So, math. Let's say you don't work. Let's say this is what your job. Your job is you learn Torah all day. You're not working. You're right. If somebody is working, so go to the bathroom, think about your work. Whatever. But let's say you're not a working person. You're a full-time learner. All your day learning Torah. So in that case, you do mathematics. When I get drunk on Purim, the kids come to me and we have a tradition. We do mathematics. What's 475 times 473? I'm talking about after 2 bottles of wine. I'm talking to you. That's the questions I get. It takes me 5 minutes to solve the problem. In my head, no calculator. In the head, you're supposed to single there and calculate 475 times 473. Like this, you play games, and I come close to almost 99%, not 100%. After 5 to 7 minutes. Well, I'm drunk. Anyway, so that's what you're doing. What are you going to do in the bathroom? You're in the bathroom. You have nothing else to do. There's plenty of things to think about. Not Torah. Okay, as we said also, so we know already that a person should be very cautious. We already spoke about last time that everybody should have a bidet. I don't understand. I was in Brooklyn. I told me people, why don't you have a bidet in your house? I don't understand this. Every shul must have a bidet. Well, clean yourself properly. Clean yourself properly. How you done? That's what halacha is. Even a little speckle of number 2 on the body, if the person didn't clean himself properly, he's not allowed to pray. Ben Ishai goes so far to say that he does pray with something on his body, with any speckle on the body, chas v'shalom, it goes to Sitra Achra, all the tefillah. What does that mean? That means very simple. Sitra Achra can only thrive just like who could harm Jews? Only Jews could harm Jews. Nobody else could harm Jews. Because it's a different realm. So over here also, that Sitra Achra, this power that HaKadosh Baruch Hu granted to have some shlita or whatever, to have some, to cause havoc in the world. So that power gets koach from improper Torah. As we said last time, a person, for instance, learned Kabbalah. A person gets angry. Forget about his wife not dressed properly. Forget about that we said that he's something's wrong with this mentally. If he doesn't know how to control his family and he goes trying to learn Kabbalah and trying to talk about Kabbalah all day. One thing, if you want to learn Kabbalah quietly, it's one thing. Go around the whole world, his wife is not dressed properly. That's all those things actually cause for the other side the evilness that whatever causes mayhem to get more power, because that's what it means. So same thing here. A person he is mitunaf, he is not clean. He's not clean, and he prays to Hashem. Chas v'shalom, all that because of that uncleanness goes straight. That's what the rabbi is pointing out here. That's what Yirat Shamayim means. Yirat Hashem. He's afraid of Hashem. He doesn't want to cause any harm to this world. Where again, there are some elements. Again, somebody said it's a big discussion in the Chazal. well, Yetzer Hara has power over the Hashem. It's not true. It's not true. Chas v'shalom to say that the Yetzer Hara is on its own has any power, but we have Rashi. You can't go against this Rashi. Rashi tells us that Kivan Shenitan Reshut Lemazik Le'azik, since the permission was granted for the evil spirits to harm, then they harm. So you don't say, so if you believe that, if you say that it's a kiyul avodas zarah, it's not true. That's the way it is. That's what Hashem has to have balance in this world. So unfortunately, when we're learning Torah in the place of where we're not allowed to learn Torah, that goes all the way straight to the other way. Another thing Ben Ishai said to point out that people don't know: in the middle of Shemona Esrei, if you roaming around with your eyes, just roaming around, and he's looking around here, he's looking at that and that. The Shai actually says that also that he told Shemona Esrei Rahman al went straight to the other kohot and gives them strength to continue to cause havoc in this world. So the Rabbi says, as we already said, again, the Rabbi said, look, there's 1 page, 1.5 pages. He mentions this concept of cleaning yourself with water, very important. Therefore, it seems to me. לאידך גיסה שלא יהרהר בדברים החיצוניים וכל שכן בהרהורי עבירה בקריאת שמע. So now we're talking about that the person should be very cautious going to the restroom. Those are minimal things that it makes sense, Torah to be taught. But he says how much more so a person should be cautious when he's fulfilling a mitzvah, kriyat shema or tefillah, that he should not think about other things that are actually in the other realm. The person all of a sudden decides to think in the middle of Shemona Esrei, did he satisfy his wife properly yesterday? I mean, no, l'shem mitzvah. Satan knows how to make that person crazy. So he says, there's no such thing. Talmud Torah v'atfilah, chas v'shalom, to have all those threats, tefillah below kavanah, keguf below neshama. So this is a very old saying, that there's a prayer without intention, it's like a body without a soul. ולכן תפילה, גימטריה, b'kavanat halev. The tefillah is in the same numbers. The word tefillah is kavanat halev, the thought of constriction in the heart. V'zeu shekatuv bereshit bara. So now, what's the relationship to our element of bereshit? It says over there, bereshit bara. In the beginning, Hashem created bet rabati. The bet was great. Remez al shnei davarim rashaim boltim halalu. It's telling you the two roshim. The two heads are like expanding or emboldened here. Bara tirgum chutz. So bara tirgum chutz. The word bara, it's another translation is chutz. Besides, what does that mean? Dehainu bitula zehu kiyuma. So it's telling you that kivachol, that in the bathroom don't chutz, excluding. In the bathroom excluding the Torah, and that's because you are not learning Torah. So because you're not learning Torah in a place where you're not allowed to, this is fulfilling the Torah. ושואלת מתי? ומשאיר את השמיים. So now, when are you supposed to? So the question is, when are you supposed to think about spiritual element? עניינים שמיים שהם דברי תורה שלא ירהר בבואות מטורפות, that everything that's related to the elements of on high learning, those are things should not be done in the places that are inappropriate. וכן את הארץ, עניינם החיצונים שלא ירהר ולא יכנס בקריאת שמע. So again, בראשית ברא אלוהים את השמיים ואת הארץ. So he's alluding that in the same pasuk it's alluding to that when are you refraining? You hear what he's saying? Bereshit bara, which bara means refraining, chutz, refraining. So with relationship to inyanim of shamayim, in anything that has to do with spiritual, refrain from saying it in the bathroom or thinking about it in the bathroom, and anything that is mundane, which is actually inappropriate, refrain from it during your spiritual time. So that's those two elements. Tefillah with the Torah. So anytime you're in the middle of anything that's spiritual, refrain yourself from doing that or thinking about it. Have a thought of Chas v'Shalom of the mundane things that have nothing to do with with that aspect of spirituality at the time when you're performing those tasks. As Hashem, right now we're going to continue.
One of the biggest challenges when you're eating, let's say at work, you're having lunch, or whatever, breakfast, right?
Okay.
It's so difficult. Like
what's difficult?
To get carried away because you're at work.
Okay.
Right? When you're having a soda, I know it's brought down many, but you shouldn't be. Your head shouldn't be wandering around too much. First of all, you can get carried away and forget to say Birkat Hamazon.
Oh, you mean okay.
And just in general, it says that with the soda, it's a.
We'll get there. We're not talking about Suda yet. Yeah. I'm sure he's going to discuss that. Right now, we're talking about just those two elements that he is alluding to: Bet and Mem and Bereshit. Then this whole concept of he wants to concentrate right now on learning first.
Yeah.
We'll get to Suda. I'm sure. Look at this. Look how fat the book is. Okay, I'm sure he's going to discuss to us the behavior in the Suda. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Hashem. Okay, let's do